A water heater is an important element in an investment property. Lack of a working heater is a serious liability for an investor. Therefore, it's important to either quickly repair or replace a water heater when there's a problem. Most judges do not accept excuses for unnecessary delays, and there have been many court cases where property owners have had to pay fines or large settlements due to a lack of action to provide hot water to the residents. The basis for these legal decisions is the Uniform Residential Landlord-Tenant Act, the URLTA. Warranty of habitability is required of investors. There are times when you can repair a water heater. Sometimes it can be as simple as replacing a coupling, and the water heater works for many more years to come. In some cases, minor repairs can prolong the life of a unit. However, it pays to consider the age and the cost before making a large or even a small repair. If the water heater is beyond warranty and very old, it's probably not a sensible move to repair it. Unfortunately, there's no way to predict whether a water heater will fail, whether it's old or new. Now, if the decision is to replace the water heater, well, there are a variety of factors to consider. The first few questions you should ask are, what fuel source supplies the water heater? What type of water heater is currently in the property? What size of water heater is adequate? How quickly can the vendor replace the water heater? And then the logical next step is to investigate the heater that is currently in the investment property. And there's a large variety of water heaters. For example, there's conventional storage water heaters, which offer a ready reservoir, a storage tank of hot water. There's tankless or on-demand type water heaters that heat water directly without the use of a storage tank. Then there's heat pump water heaters, which move heat from one place to another instead of generating heat directly for providing hot water. Solar water heaters use the sun's heat to provide hot water. Tankless coil and indirect water heaters use a home space heating system to heat the water. When selecting the best type and model of water heater, well, there should also be some considerations, and here they are. First is fuel type and availability. Most fuel sources are either gas or electric, but there are others, such as propane, solar, fuel oil, etc., depending on the area of the country. Some sources may not be available, such as fuel oil or solar. Changing the fuel source can also incur more cost, but depending on the property, it may be worth it. We then move to size. To provide residents with enough hot water and to maximize efficiency, you need a properly sized water heater. Next up, energy efficiency. To maximize energy and cost savings, it's important to investigate the energy savings. Although the resident is most likely paying the heating bill, investors should always work to make the property as attractive as possible to tenants and have cost savings during vacancies. Now we come to costs. Before purchasing a water heater, it's a good idea to estimate annual operating costs and compare those costs with other less or more energy efficient models. The energy source used for water heating will not only affect the water heater's annual operating costs, but also its size and energy efficiency. Again, an important issue for residents. Now let's talk about the vendor. Using a reliable, experienced, and trustworthy vendor is a major factor in this issue because they can give you the pros, cons, and costs on repair or replacement. The vendor must also be able to act quickly to either repair or replace the water heater. As your property management company, we consider this an extremely important issue. And of course, we're very familiar with this type of repair call. We act immediately on calls from residents regarding a non-working water heater, and we utilize competent technicians. We'll notify you as soon as practical if something happens. It's always our goal to work to maintain the habitability of the property and reduce the liability for your investment at all times.